episode of Smiling Wellness Kitchen. Yay! Today I'm sharing this video with my lovely husband and Soul Smiley. And yes, and of course he's cuter. But today we have the Delicata Squash and some ingredients and we'll see how they happen. So come on in. So I've already pre-cut the Delicata Squash with this lovely knife. And you cut it long ways. And then when it's all cut, they look like that. Now I dug out the guts already, and I used a nice soup spoon to just dig it all out and make nice boats. Awesome. So what we're gonna do, and I've already prepped the pan, I've preheated the oven to 375, and I put in some parchment paper because it makes it so it doesn't stick. And I'm literally gonna put them upside down and then put them in the oven. I'm not quite sure on the time, so I'll check in with you later and we'll talk about that. So then while that's cooking, and I gotta see what time it is. Yeah, okay, it's 1:30 on the button. So while that's cooking, we open up your black beans, just a can of them, and these are diced tomatoes. But what I think is the most important part of the recipe is that they have chili peppers, or this one actually has adobo. That's right. Adobo seasoning. So a little bit of hot, or you can just add your own. Now, before we do that, I'm going to take my onions and I'm going to put them in the pan. Oh, this one. And I'm going to saute them a little bit because it makes them a little bit translucent and it brings out some of the flavor. And this is a non-stick pan, but I like to put just a tiny bit of veggie broth in there to just make it really easy. And we'll come back a little later and I'll show you what else that I've done. Okay, so that's sauteing the pan. Now I've opened this can already, and this is I'm going to say important, super important. I want you to drain what's in there. Now, don't waste the juice. I mean, unless you want to. You're welcome to waste the juice if you want. But get a nice spoon and push out as much of the juice as you can. Because later on, when the onions are cooked, you're going to be adding mushrooms and this tomato mixture. But the thing is that mushrooms release a lot of liquid while they're cooking. So if you don't squish out all of the liquid in these tomatoes, it will just be too watery, and who wants that? And now you can just set this aside, and I'm just going to rest it right here. You can set it aside so that you can use it in a yummy soup later, or something like that. Won't that be nice? Now I am also going to drain these beans, but I'll do that in just a few minutes. You don't need to see how to do that, get all the goop out, and then we'll warm those up later. And as you can hear, the onions are cooking, and I've got plenty of things to do. Oh, one more thing I want to show you is just cut your mushrooms nice and small like this. This one's a little bit big. So that then when they break down, they'll fit in the boat nicer. Okay, so get a close up here. I cooked the onions down till they were translucent. It was about 10 minutes. They're nice and lovely. And then I added the mushrooms and I added the tomatoes. And like I said, the mushrooms are gonna add a little moisture. So once you get it in there, grab yourself a nice spoon and just stir it around and let it cook down for a little bit. And when we put the squash boat together, you'll see how much these mushrooms have cooked down. And I'll see you there. Okay, bye. Okay, so as you can see, that really cooked down a lot, right? Which is lovely. And I've also warmed up the beans. Very nice, yes, okay. So I was gonna show you, and I'm gonna put it in this bowl, because that's what I was planning to do, using my Smiley spatula, which I love so much. Okay, I just want to put it in there to make that easier. I'm just gonna put this in the sink. We don't need to see that. Ready for the excitement? Here we go. Here are the squash boats. Woohoo! And they're really lovely, and you can tell that they're done. And they have been in here for about half an hour. that it's totally like, you can see it. And if you punched it, it would be like really soft. So I'm gonna take it over here. Oops, caught there. And I'm going to flip it upside down. You can do it any way that you want so that you, it's a little hot. Owie. Woo, hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, now I take the black beans. This is the exciting part to put it together. Come on in, let's have a look. It's very exciting. So I just scoop in the black beans. And I have to tell you, I've made this with butternut squash, not the same. Like put it on top. It's a huge difference to have this delicata squash because it's so soft and so sweet and delicious that it's awesome. And my husband is going to agree with me that it is amazingly delicious. Now I made the full recipe of this, so there's gonna be way more than what you need. And you just scoop on that delicious, lovely cooked down mushroom and slightly spicy tomatoes with some onions in there. I know, he's getting hungry because why? Because this is his lunch. And I don't try to starve him, but that's how it worked out today. Let's get that runaway mushroom in. Hungry. Okay, I've already pre-prepped these avocado for the most part. Spin, lovely. And as you may or may not have seen me do before, I just slice it down the middle, make it in some long slices here, and then cut it sideways, sideways, sideways. Don't go too hard or you'll go through it. And then, I'm not a perfect cook, so I just put it on there to the best of my ability. See, run away. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. And I only had one delicata squash, so my husband gets this one. Isn't that glorious? So beautiful, so beautiful. And it's okay, because when you eat it, it's gonna be messy. And then the crowning jewel, hemp seeds, woo, hemp seeds. Okay, ready? Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh my goodness, isn't that glorious? I just love it. And this is beautiful. And this is, my friends, delicata squash boats.